I'll just mute.
Hello. I love that you saw the countdown and you were like, yeah, now's the time to take a sip.
Well, good point. I was. Everyone knows. By the way, what you drinking? I have a nice. What was it? I poured it and I've lost the bottle now, but it's a nice local German beer that I have.
I
I
have
think it's
water. Do you have the fridge? So filtered water.
See, I should have thought of that and brought the fancy stuff as well, but no. There was, I assume, water used, a lot of water used in the process of making my beer, but that's the extent of water that I'm going to be intaking during the next 2 hours or so. So, hey, Mia, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Marvelous. It is 5 p.m. where I am. It is 8 a.m. where you are. And
We
as
run the
always,
gamut over here at the orchestration hour.
yeah, exactly. Everyone in the middle can enjoy what it's like to have a coffee, or not a coffee. What's a good thing to drink for like midday? What's a midday drink?
I will do like an herbal tea because I'm 80 years old.
Yep. Okay. So everybody should be drinking herbal tea. And especially, of course, Maria. Um, cool. So obviously today is the day where I love our weird coincidence that we set this schedule up a while ago without realizing that it falls exactly after the release of Camunda minor versions and alphas, which is on like a Tuesday, first Tuesday of the month or second.
Literally an hour after our internal presentation about the release, we've accidentally scheduled this. It works great.
And obviously, there's two very important reasons why the stream happens. Of course, the main one is I am here to help inform my colleague and friend Mia about what I've just been watching for the last hour, because of course, getting up. This is saving Mia getting up before 7:30 a.m., which would be a lot. So instead, I will do the hard work of watching this. And I can tell you now, Mia, Camunda is getting big, and we had every team presenting what they had built over the last 6 months. And in this release, they each had 3 minutes. Each team had 3 minutes to actually go through what they had. So, which usually means there's not a huge amount of time for any demos or over explaining features or even talking about some of the more obscure features, which is why we're going to take the next 2 hours for me to see of some of the favorite features that I saw mentioned that I assume exist because they wouldn't lie to me. We are going to try and see if we can do them. Those features include the ones I'm most excited about are probably going to be we're going to try and use the new REST API. I don't know how that's going to go, but there's a new REST API in this version for ZB. It's the first time ZB's had a REST API. There's also one for Modeler, which we'll try. We're going to try some new stuff in the marketplace, which used to just have connectors, but now has what we call blueprints, which is pre-built models. I want to see how that works. But of course, the most important thing I want to show is compensation events have been implemented, which is an amazing symbol that I really love, which is a really important symbol for some of the architectural choices that people make with Camunda, because how easy it is to implement the Saga pattern with it. All of that, of course, you're in store for hearing all about in more detail. So yeah, I'm going to start with my lovely screen right now. I'm going to share it. So let's
go.
Look at me go. I didn't even need to be told what to do. Oh no. Oh no. It's asking me again the name of which monitor. This gets me every time.
It could be anything. Yeah.
I've 9 monitors, so this is okay. I think I managed it.
9 is a normal amount of monitors. Yeah.
I don't open tabs in. I just open different monitors. So here is clusters. Today at about midday, I was able to update these to 8.5, the latest release of Camunda. So let's see if this stuff works. Let's go into the modeler and let's build some things. I don't know where to start first. I'm gonna do play as well. Play is really cool. There's a whole bunch of things I want to do. So let's go orchestration hour 8.5. Okay. So let me take my list of things I just saw. Oh yes, the first thing is really cool. I think you'll like this because you may remember that last time we were on this, I threw you into the deep end a bit by making you go through the shiny new properties panel. Oh no,
How could I forget? It's been in my nightmares ever since.
Well, this time I'm not going to do that, but I will ask you to tell me what you think this symbol is. Okay.
Oh,
see the top one?
The far right.
Yeah, you might. Maybe you've seen it. Maybe I'll just I'll give you a clue by.
Is it AI?
So smart. What do you think it does?
Guesses what you're going to do next in the process?
Not exactly. That would be very impressive.
Oh,
it did.
Changes it to what it should be based on context.
Exactly. It suggests what it should be. So, for instance, if I send an email, I can click on this lovely thing, and it suggests to me to use a SendGrid connector, right? Which is really cool because SendGrid, I think, is a good tool, but I actually, when I was first told, oh, we have a SendGrid connector, I didn't know what SendGrid was, so I didn't know what it did. So actually, this is quite useful for that. So I want to send an email, I can click on that, and then it adds that. So that's a shiny new thing that exists for the properties panel.
You know, I've found that seems to be the shorthand for the UI for like, here's an AI suggestion, is like the little sparklies, and I kind of like it. You'd think it would be like a robot, but I think Notion does it too, and a couple of other things. And I don't know, it's just like, oh, would you like some magic sprinkled in with your technology? Here you go.
Yeah, let's find out. Let's go right here and just ask, do you have magic sprinkled in your tech? Specifically in Camunda 8, because we don't want to get Camunda 7 answer.
Oh, well, I've got great news about this AI. Only knows about Camunda 8, pretty much.
Oh, that's good news.
Because it's only the C8 docs, yeah.
Oh, look, it doesn't involve magic.
No.
Officially, the AI is killing our dreams. Okay. Wow, it's got a lot to say about this particular topic, which I was surprised about.
That's surprising that it gives you 3 paragraphs about this.
Yeah, you would think it would need just to stop here. Okay, good stuff.
Maria says, I thought the same thing about the sparkles or the sprinkles, whichever. Magic.
Yeah, it adds sprinkles to your model. It would be great if you had that as an April Fool's joke. But here's a really fun thing. If people watching this are interested, hey, how come my cool context menu isn't this new cool context menu? Well, I found out through somebody asking me this question why that is and how to fix it. So for instance, right now we have this lovely context menu, right? But let's say we want to go to the old one. There's actually, if we go to organization, there's a new cool thing in settings that allows you to select experimental alpha features, including new context menu. So if I was to do this and turn it off, it's disabled, right? So it should, I think it still be here, right? If I refresh this page, the old context menu should appear. I think I haven't tried it before, so I assume it works that way.
We'll find out.
But
also,
that's
instead of play mode, I thought it said play music, and I was like, that is an experimental feature.
Oh, that would be great. Gosh, yeah, but everyone has a very like if it's like locale generated, like if you're in like Berlin, it just only plays techno, and if you're in like Tennessee, it like only plays country music. So here is the old context menu.
There's the old one, yeah.
That's really cool. So I'm not going to do that because I'm into new things, especially with this podcast. That podcast is just streaming thing. So yeah, we're going to
like a podcast,
like a podcast, except people can see me now.
Yes.
Which is
like the new tech, right? Like, look, people can see me. It's the next evolution of a podcast.
One step closer to smell-o-vision. And I showered, so I'm pretty fine with that for now. So let's have a little talk about my favorite symbol. Now, this is probably not a symbol you've come across yet, I don't think, Mia, because it was never implemented in Camunda 8 until now, and you probably would have only come across it at an academic level rather than implementation level. So I want to talk through how it works. First of all, do you know how compensation, the symbol, works?
Not at all.
Marvelous. You're a perfect person for this then. It's really a wonderful symbol. It's one of the last symbols we implemented in Camunda 7 before we completed all the Beefman symbols. It is a wonderful combination of being incredibly complicated under the hood and incredibly easy for an end user to actually use. So let's talk about that. So let's say we send an email, and let's say we what we're going to do after an email, we're going to have a send email to friend. Cool. And then next we are going to have a user task. And this user task is going to be check if still friends. And
what did you send this email in the email?
Yeah, this has to happen. I mean, yeah, I've very flaky friends. So are still friends. Man, I really wish I should plan to make processes beforehand. Because
no,
I
you
just
get too excited about the features. It's all features, no process.
Stream of consciousness doesn't always make the best processes. So this is going to be a, I don't know, probably another user task, I guess. It's going to be find new friends. And then we're going to end it there. And the other thing, if we are still friends, we are going to, what do friends do?
Hang out.
Hang out. Of course. This is where I've been going wrong.
Yeah, you're just sending emails that make people not want to be your friend.
Yeah, hang out. And let's see what kind of task type I'm suggested with for hangout. Slack connector. Sure, let's do that.
Makes sense, don't they have a feature called Hangouts?
Oh, that's why that's there. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna add that for now.
Yeah, we'll hang out virtually.
Yeah, why not? So
Maria says that you also store stuff in their basements. That's what you do.
Another reason why I don't have good friends. So speaking of that, I got some stuff on the way to Malaga. I hope there's someone there who has space in their basement. What's this?
Oh, interesting.
Does it suggest
get suggestions for every element?
Weird. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, so this is our thing. Now, unfortunately, here's the issue. The first thing is that now that we're no longer friends, it's important to let your friends know they're no longer friends. I think it's a significant part. And so you would want to send an email, and that would be easy, right? I would simply add an additional task here that said send email. Let's just drop it here, saying something like send no more friendship email. I have a template for this, so it's actually not difficult. And so cool. So that's great. So that works really well. It's a very easy thing. But now let's change things slightly. Let's imagine that we also have this ability. Because my friends no longer give me email addresses. Okay, so if we have our friend's email address, we will send it, right? But if not, we won't. Okay, so let's do that. So this is why this thing gets more complicated, because now I have to go forward in time and change this, because I can't send an email saying we're no longer friends if I don't have their email address. And in fact, I only want to send the email under the case where I've already sent them an email, right? So there's two cases here. Let's imagine that the first one is I just go over here and I don't send an email. Fantastic. I go over here. Okay. And the second case is that something even technical, something like, for instance, I tried to send the email, but that actually crashed and I needed to move the token or something. In both cases, this task was never completed, which means that I can't do this task. So this is where compensation comes in. So a compensation event allows us to do a very cool thing, which is it allows us. That's what the F12 button does.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I'm here.
I've always wondered.
Man, I made the mistake of looking down at my keyboard because I know where all the keys are and it's in German, and delete is one of them. And you know what? I'm just gonna. It matters not. Okay, so I'm gonna just get rid of this, and I only want to run this in scenarios where this is actually successful, where it's actually successfully run. And so that means I can do this. I can add a boundary event called a compensation.
Okay.
Okay, and this has a unique property, which is, and it has this dotted line, because this dotted line is really unique. It only exists for this symbol, right? Because every other boundary event in BPMN, if I'm here, this could be a timer, this could be let's say a conditional event or a message event. They all work the same way. While the token is here, this boundary event is listening, and if the boundary event triggers, it goes down here, right? But compensation is different because compensation will only trigger after the token is left. It'll actually never trigger this unless this has been successfully completed, right? So, how do we trigger it?
Yeah, that's my question.
Exactly. So we trigger it in a few different possible ways. The easiest one is this. So we can have a little intermediate event called a compensation throw. And this is a really powerful symbol. And when I say it's really easy to implement, very difficult to implement, but very easy to use, all you do is leave this here. And I don't know if token simulation works. We're going to find out. So if I go this way, great, I've now completed that. And so now if I go down this way, let's see if this actually triggers. I'm not sure if it does. I've tried it before. No. So what the engine will do is it will actually trigger this. And when we get to this point, it'll basically look at all the completed tasks that have gone through that have this symbol, right? And it will find all the corresponding tasks and it'll execute them. So token will go down here and execute this. So
you could also have a more complicated workflow attached to it. So not just a single thing, right? You could be like, send no more friendship email, delete them from your social media, burn the ground. I don't know, whatever else you want to do.
I am so happy you mentioned that, Mia, because this symbol isn't only unique in the fact that it has this little dotted line, it's also unique in another fact. I cannot actually attach any other tasks to this.
Oh.
Because in the BPMN standard, the rule is that this task type, the little fast forward there can only be one. Now, luckily, we can cheat, and I'll explain how to cheat this if I get this working. So I'm going to implement this as a Slack bot later, but I'll first change this to just a manual task just to get it running. So it's pretty good. Let's go here and let's generate a form for our friendship. So this is a friendship application form. So what kind of thing are we going to do? A friendship application form detailing the applicant and the person who they will wish to be friends with. Please.
You ever think that you're poisoning the AI data?
Yeah. Please ensure we capture all potential benefits of this friendship. What else should we add?
Do you own a truck? Do you have a basement? Yeah.
E.g., will you store things in your basement? Okay, let's do it.
I am excited to see what they come up with.
Oh, you got to take over. My doorbell is ringing. One second.
You got it. All right. I love this comment from Maria. One of the requirements is, do you like rugby? Yes or no? And okay, here's our form. I don't have control, but I will go through it. Okay, so we have applicant details, applicant name, briefly describe yourself. Oh, I love this. Potential benefits of friendship, willing to store things in your basement, willing to share Netflix password, willing to lend money. Those are the three important things when it comes to friendship. Absolutely. Name of the person you want to be friends with, reasons for wanting to be friends with this person. This is hilarious. I especially like the Netflix password. They really took store things in basement and ran with it. Wow, this is a lot better than I expected it to come out as. So that is exciting for me. I feel like other benefits, I think Netflix password might be dead now, actually, because of the way that they changed it. But yes. Oh, good. Niall's back. Welcome back.
What I miss?
They did a great job, actually. I'm very impressed with the form.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Applicant
Willing to
printed
share
code.
Netflix password is my favorite.
Oh, that's great. This is actually pretty
Right?
decent.
Right?
Okay, this is
The only
all
thing we don't have
quality.
is email. We need emails.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, email. So let's add a little tick box here.
Oh, and also Maria suggested, do you like rugby as a requirement or
I
benefit?
think they wouldn't even be allowed to start the process if that were the case. They didn't like- share email. So the reason I'm doing this is because I want a single variable that I can play with to know if the email is present or not. So, and this is going to have a condition on it as well. So email address, email, great. And this condition, hide if share email, well, it's false, I guess. Funky. So now this should appear only in cases where they actually want to share their email.
All right. I would like to apply and give you no way of contacting me if you choose to accept my friendship.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. We'll just be friends, but only if we bump into each other casually.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Watching a
Okay,
rugby game at a pub. Yeah.
exactly. For watching rugby together. Yeah, and actually, let's just add applicant details. Let's ensure we have rugby team preference, and this is a required field.
What
What's
do
your
the
preference?
asterisks mean? After potential benefits of friendship, each of the things has an asterisk. I don't know. I was curious what that is like. Is it a requirement to answer all of them?
Yeah, you have to take them all. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Okay, we need
That's
to take
so
the
funny.
asterisk off these because they have to be willing to share a password. I'm more interested in letting them decide.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah,
That
that's
makes more
better.
sense.
Okay, cool.
My rugby team preference is
Yeah,
sure.
sure. Cool. There we go. So, sure. Rugby union. Okay, there we go. We're good to go. There's one more thing I want to show you as well while we're here. I think it might work. Let's see if it does. So applicant's name is going to be Niall. Let's see, Harry talks fast, bad eyes, likes. What do I like?
You're
Music.
looking around the room.
Yeah, like what things do I have? Money. I have enjoys the company of money. Okay, and there we go. I am willing to store some in basement for sure. Person I would like, of course, Mia.
Yeah.
Reason why need to crash somewhere on the west coast.
There you go.
Okay, and they seem
That's a
lovely.
long requirement field.
Yeah, I know. So here's why I bothered typing all of that out. Let's just take this as well. We'll be important later. I'm going to copy all this stuff here. Okay, I'm going to go back to the diagram. I really hope this works because this is one of the features that I just heard about that I really hope works the way I think it does. So if I select this and go to implement, I have example output.
Oh, okay.
So the example output is what can be expected for stuff. This will come in handy later when I use play, because then play can just use this data to like fill in the form for you, so you don't have to, which I think is quite cool.
No, that's helpful.
Yeah. So we have not shared email. We go this way. This way we have. It's kind of hard to get that. Shared email. Alternatively, I could check if the variable email was null or not, but I'm not going to bother with that. So now I need to do some SendGrid stuff. Not too bad. Let's do it. Secrets. Yeah, it's good. SendGrid.
That is not how you spell secrets.
Okay, cool.
Try again. I believe in you.
It's the same thing.
SEC.
SEC.
Oh God, I cannot spell out loud. RETS.
RETS.
There you go.
Oh, we did it. Cool. Okay. So we did that. Let's put it here as well. And let's sender is Niall Friend Corp. Because why not? And this is community at Camunda.com. The name will, of course, be the variable of the applicant name. And the email address, if the email. Cool. Doing great. It'll be a basic thing. Subject, friend time, and the you plus applicant's name are invited to a formal friendship. There we go. Okay, so that looks good. I'm going to copy this. Can I copy this and paste it? Because that'll make things faster. Damn right I can. All right. And I'll get rid of this. Okay. One more thing that's quite subtle but really important that I like about this is once I connect this, there's a weird rule in BPMN where it has to have this little compensation symbol on it. And it only happens once you connect it automatically, which I quite like. Okay, cool. So that's the same as this. You are uninvited to a formal friendship. I hate you now. Yeah, that seems fair.
So sad. So sad.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good point. I hate you now. JK. Okay. That solves the problem.
Everything's fine now.
Yeah. This is going to be a very quick form. I don't know why I built this model so big. It could have been a very easy example. It didn't even involve emails. So this is going to be a tick box. Or no, a drop down. Let's do a drop down. Friends.
You built it big because that is who you are at your core, is a builder of models and processes.
That's true. I did get very easily excited. Still friends with. I wonder if I can have variables in here. Can I? Probably. You know what? Probably not actually. No. Oops. No. Those meanies. All right. So friends. And our options are. Nope. Can I add a sad face? And yes. And then the happiest symbol there is. We are going to look for a rugby ball. There it is. Is that a rugby ball? Yeah. Okay, cool. Super. So how's that look? Perfect.
Is it the same as a football? I can't tell.
What?
It looks like a football. Is it the same?
I think it's the American footballs are smaller. I think that's the only difference. Okay, that'll have to do. I don't have time to do anything more interesting than that.
No, that's fancy.
Emojis in there. I added emojis. What else do you want? Still, what did I call the variable? Swing friends.
Still friends? Well, it's just friends. So yeah, and then that's from check if still friends. So it must be.
Oh god, that's a very useful tooltip. Cool. So friends equals yes, we go here, and then let's just make this default to save some time. Okay, and I think we're basically
we are not friends.
Yeah, exactly. And let's find new friends. Is very important. That could be automated. No suggestions. Okay, the world is not automated finding new friends yet. Okay, so this is called. First of all, it's called the Friend Finder 1000, and it's a good name. Choose a diagram. I should be naming our products. You know, I did kind of accidentally name ZB, right? But I also wanted to name basically everything else in Camunda, and that's the only thing that stuck. Except we had a bar in the office in Berlin, and I named it Pocket Bar, and that's the only other thing. And that, of course, closed down. So maybe by naming him, maybe it's a good idea they've avoided my naming.
I didn't know that you had a hand in naming ZB.
I did, yeah. You're not going to believe this, but it's named after an Irish rugby player.
See, now it all adds up because I knew that, but I didn't put two and two together.
There we go. Yeah, no, actually, I didn't even get to propose it. T-Dog, who is our director of something or other, is he's like he's a wonderful developer. He built most of C7. He's actually part of it, part of the person, the group that came to Jakob and said, "What about ZB?" Because he is also secretly a rugby fan. Good job, T-Dog. Okay, I think which one do you think is more likely to run? Unstable Unicorn or Rupert? Man, let's go with Unstable Unicorn. What do you think?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, but I don't know why. It just
feels right. Me either. I feel good about it. Hey, we got a hello in the chat. Hello.
Hello. Danielle. Danielle, maybe.
So let's kick this off and see if it works. I haven't even shown any new features yet, really. Compensation is the one.
We did all this for compensation events.
No, that's true, and it's worth it. Compensation is totally worth it. So the applicant's name is once again Niall. Brief description. Oh man, if only I'd saved this. Lots of words and other things to make this end. Please. Okay, cool. Routing preference, Leinster.
A rugby preference. My God.
Yeah, it's very important. I love that these are already ticked by default. I only let people store things in my basement. Let's go with Maria this time. Sometimes I really need to get out of Berlin and go somewhere warm. See, Mia, you would have qualified had you still been in Austin.
In Austin,
right?
yeah, true. It's already very hot there. And they had the full view of the solar eclipse yesterday, which is exciting.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. We had a partial view, and then also it was so cloudy that you couldn't see it anyway. So
yeah. that of what I've heard of the of your part of the world. Oh, okay, we've already gone through. Send an email somewhere. Do I have my email? Okay, possibly. I assume it got sent. It looks like it has. It doesn't really matter.
I believe it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's thinking.
Task list. Great. You're doing great. Should come along. Okay. There's a whole bunch of stuff in tasks I want to show you next. Okay. The first thing is there's way more data here, which is really nice.
Oh,
It's got
yeah.
like the name of the task. It's got the name of the process. It says unassigned. It's got a creation date, but also we are no longer friends. Nope. Sad
Oh,
times.
so sad.
It'll also say it's assigned to me. It'll also give me a finish date. So when I complete this, it should actually then be able to tell me that. Let me show you some other bits and pieces in here. Don't miss. You can turn notifications on for task list.
Oh,
Yes,
I love that.
please. Cool. Okay, so let's didn't know that. That's new. Still friends? Nope, sadly. Me and
Tragic.
Mary are no longer friends. So while I'm here, what is this? Oh yeah, this was a multi-purpose form for university application, pet adoption, and coffee order.
Oh, yeah, that's
Um,
right.
Yeah, that was a good one. So there's another feature here, since we're talking about 8.5, there's lots of new features in a task list. One of them is this filter, which I really, really like. So you can find like all tasks that are assigned to me that are completed, but only the ones that say in the friend finder. And if I
Oh,
want to do advanced ones, I can then add specific variables as well. So I can
and a
say,
date range and stuff, like, that's very
yeah,
helpful for I mean, at least the stuff that we do, sometimes it's like, "Okay, I have, like, 10,000 example tasks in here.
yeah,
Let's just pick
exactly.
the ones from the last day." Yeah.
So here we have this one. It says when it's created, when it's completed. It was done by me. It's read only, of course, because it's already done. But yeah, I really like this. It's a really nice feature. Okay, let's see if I broke this or not. Okay, so I should have had another email. And actually, I can check that because I can already see from the event log that I went from here to here, then triggered this, and then did that. So I need to stop sharing for a moment while I bring up my emails because I don't want to see everyone to see my fan mail.
Yeah. "Dear Niall, I love your YouTube videos. You are
Yeah.
so funny on the podcast."
Yes.
Yeah.
Niall, please stop calling. So,
"Niall, we've talked about this."
yeah. Lots of people just emailing the word stop thinking I'm a spam bot. So luckily I have I have two emails. Now, who remembers what screen I was on?
Hopefully
There we
you.
go. Yeah, I'm sure I do. So we have, of course, from Niall Friend Corp, we have you are invited to a formal friendship, and of course you're uninvited to a formal friendship. I hate you now, JK. So yeah, our two emails were sent. This would maybe be useful if this was also green, or blue, whatever color that is. But it is what it is. At least we can see from the event log what happened. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So now, there we go. Compensation works. It's super handy for like wanting to undo stuff that's happened asynchronously across. Now, I mentioned specifically that this is a really important thing for the saga pattern. So the idea of the saga pattern being that you should be able to asynchronously undo things that have happened. Now, that's really important because in an engine like Camunda 7, we had a transactional thing, right? Where let's imagine this failed, we could roll that back, right? And well, sending an email is a really bad example, but if it did something, if it, let's say, was updating a variable or something, well, if something failed, it would roll back, so you're fine. You always have that ability to roll back transactions in Camunda 7. But Camunda 8 is a non-transactional event-based engine, which means everything that happens is immediately logged to as it steps along. So you actually can't roll back anything. You don't have that kind of thing. So everything needs to be done asynchronously, including compensation, which means this implementation here, you can imagine these as two microservices. Let's imagine there's a microservice that deals with updating account details. This could be, let's say, update the account details of someone's address, but let's say for whatever reason it's deemed invalid. You wouldn't need to do anything more than attach the compensation to it and then call another service to undo it, which is really handy because they share the same context. It's really important to know in a process instance, because this has done the work, this can undo it really easily because, first of all, it knows it happened. And also, it knows what variables were used because it has the same variables in its context. So you can just say, use the same variables it used and then just undo whatever it was in the transaction, including the return ID or something. It's a very, very powerful feature. I love conversation. It's great. I'm very glad it's here. I've got a lot of things I want to do to test this out with. So yeah.
No, that's awesome. And I mean, even in this sort of simplified example, it would be way messier of a diagram if we were trying to do this without a compensation event, right?
Exactly. The alternative would be I remove this. And actually, there's two very big things people don't consider. I would need to add an XOR gateway here. I would need to find out whether I had the email address or not again.
Yeah.
Right. And then I would need to add another symbol here, whatever, SendGrid, and then rejoin it again. Now, there's one thing about it being like a bigger symbol, right? The second thing that makes it kind of, in my mind, like a really well thought out implementation is I used to work with really, really big diagrams when I would go to customers and stuff. And in really big diagrams, you would never necessarily know that this here is related to whether this happened.
Yeah,
If they're really far apart in the diagram, right? So you may end up deciding, oh, we're actually going to stop sending an email to people from now on because we are going to use Slack, right? But then later down the line, you may actually not realize that for some other reason, you're also sending an email in cases where you've sent one to them already, right? And so those are linked across a process. You may not always know that. So by keeping the thing that does the action and the thing that fixes the action close beside each other, you know exactly what how one reacts to the other. So I quite like that.
If you did, so we talked about you can't add more tasks onto it. It's only a single task that you can have with the compensation event. If I wanted to have more, what would I do? Oh, you're so
will
giddy.
show you. This is one of my favorite cheats. Okay, so here's how to do it. So let's first of all remove this. So we don't need this anymore. Okay, let's put this aside for a moment. So you are allowed to have a single, the rule is you're allowed to have a single task attached to this. So let's go with that, right? So what kind of task could I add that would allow me to cheat this? Well, I can use a collapse subprocess.
Oh, that is cheating. Yes.
It's still technically a single task, right? And then I can open it. Let's copy this. Cheat. So then I can actually open this down here, and then I can add my start event, and then like burn social media accounts and like
badmouth them on social media. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, do all the things that whatever the kids do these days that burn bridges. My day, we burn bridges the old-fashioned way. Throw stuff at their house.
Burning a bridge.
We literally burn a bridge. Yeah, that's why there's so few bridges today. People don't understand that. Used to be a lot more bridges. So so that's how you cheat. Easy
enough.
Yeah. Hide them in a basement. Yeah. Well, Maria, I got stuff heading to your basement, so I just make some space, would you? So yeah, that's how you cheat that. I'm glad you remembered asking that.
Yeah, I was curious because I feel like we were talking about like these huge these huge processes that these companies have. I'm sure they would want to do more than just a single thing with compensation event. Yeah,
you're absolutely right. And you can cheat even further by making them expanded. So you can just do this. If it lets me. There we go. So this is still perfectly legal in BPMN.
So understandable and easy to read.
Yeah, it's a bit funny, right? Yeah. But I'm sure it makes more sense if it has multiple tasks. But yeah, this would also work in the same way. And you shouldn't be allowed to have boundary events on it. Let me see if they've validated that. Because you're not allowed to have boundary events in these task types either. Ooh, yay, it works.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I'm so proud of those guys. The modeling team are really good at ensuring people don't build bad models by accident.
Yeah,
Um,
as someone who has repeatedly tried to build bad models on accident, I'll be like, "What is happening? Is this a bug?" And then it's like, "No, dummy, learn how to model," which, like, I appreciate it that it doesn't let me do things that are, like, illegal in BPMN.
that is good to know.
"Why can't
Um,
you make this arrow point from here to here?" Because that's not right.
Please contact the modeler team directly. We'll put their phone numbers and home addresses in the chat. Um, I'm sure they'd love to hear from everybody. So I'm going to just remove some stuff. Now I'm going to get rid of the compensation thing. Actually, no, I'll leave compensation, but I'll just change the type. I'll just add a user task. Okay, because I want to show you some new play features,
Ooh, yay.
which I really did like. Let's get rid of all this as well. Can I multi-click? Oh, here's a fun thing that I learned. Do you want to make your model like really bad? When you select this, you have this thing here, and I don't know what any of these things mean. And anytime I've clicked one, it's just ruined the model. So pick one here, anyone you like. Choose a number.
Let's 1, 2, 3. Let's do the 4th one.
Fourth, this one here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it did.
Oh,
It
yeah,
just
not great.
could be better. Okay, bye bye.
Well, I think if you probably select all of it and then pick one, not just like a section, it might look good.
See, it
Maybe.
only works with sections.
Oh, then never mind. I don't know anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to ask because clearly, like I know enough to know that I'm doing it wrong. But I need to know what I'm
As we
doing.
just said, the modeler team, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. They're too smart for their own good. Okay, so let's find out if this play thing works. I don't really use play all that often, actually. Um, Usually because I don't mind deploying broken code to a running server. But for those people who actually do care about stuff like that,
With
play is actually
standards, you might say.
yeah something software developers or whatever. Then So Play is basically spins up a sort of test server for you. But more than that, it's also a really wonderful front end application that allows you to sort of step through your process, manipulate variables. You can really see what happens in execution. I compare it to token simulation in a really simple way. Token simulation verifies that the symbols you've connected up are going to run in the way that the BPMN model should expect it to. And play is intended to show you how things are going to run in a way that you, let's say, ooh, cool. So it's got an error because I haven't got my secrets aren't uploaded. So I'll need to, yes, this will verify your implementation. So let's change this just to a user task and try it again. So none of this should require, yeah. So, well, what's failed to deploy? Why? On information. Design failed to
Just view
deploy.
the errors in implement mode.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so it says there's an
Oh, compensation is not supported.
that should be. Is that running Camunda? Okay, well, whatever. Okay, well, just for the sake of showing the play, then I don't know how to make it use 8.5.
You're just too ahead of the curve.
I guess maybe it hasn't been released yet. Okay, so we're in play. So the first thing is pretty cool is we can start our save these variables as an example, learn more. Oops, don't know what that does. Let's see.
Oh, that's cool.
I think I should be able to see. Am I using the right version of play? Start instance with variables. Yes, but I added the variables. Where are they? I might be using the wrong version of play. Not the one that I saw being demoed earlier. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, you know what? We'll have to do another orchestration hour on play on its own once I have the latest version of it running.
Yeah, because look, you put the example data there.
Yeah, and Play should pick it up, but it looks really different to how I was expecting it, so I don't think maybe it's the right version of Play. Plus, it didn't use 8.5, which is not a good sign. So we'll leave it for now. There's a lot more to show anyway. Let's take a look. Oh,
Well,
yeah,
until then, if people are curious, they can also go to the release blog and read
yeah,
more. But that's cheating. We don't do that on this show.
absolutely not. Reading documents that our developers and DevX team have spent hours slaving over. Actually, I do want to see some.
That's cheating.
Yeah, exactly. This is cheating. Let's see about the Camunda marketplace. This is the next thing I want to show. I haven't tried this yet, but it's a feature that I've been looking forward to for ages. I'm going to start using it really soon. It's this thing here, Process Blueprint. Let's see if this works. So if I click here, it shows me pre-built models. So we have a bunch of them here that already exist. We have human orchestration quick start. Yeah, pick one.
Vacation request.
Vacation request. It's a community one.
Uh-oh.
404. I knew that would happen.
No, it didn't work. Okay.
Okay, let's try
microservice.
Yeah. Let's see if that one works. Okay, so that one's pretty basic. So we'll try and find someone that's a little more.
Oh, okay.
What's for dinner? Chicken or salad? Ah, the two food groups.
I was gonna say, what if chicken and salad? Whoa, can't do that.
Yeah, one or the other. Apparently, you don't get you. So first of all, you get to check out the model itself. You can read a little bit about what this is supposed to represent. This has been in the marketplace since Tuesday, the 9th of April, 2024. So it's been a while, and it was last committed on GitHub on Friday. It's a quick start category, so on and so forth. Let us click on for SaaS. See what happens.
I know what'll happen because it does the same thing with connectors, and I find it very helpful. I did not realize that we could open it directly in the product from Marketplace. It's cool.
Cool. Well, that's pretty handy. Now, where's the... We should have had a search. There we go. Now, is it 8.5? That's us.
Yes.
Out of the project. Let's see what happens.
I was like, it's called Friendship Bot 1000.
Okay, so here it is. It's got, I guess, does it have a start form? It doesn't. It has a form here. Watch for dinner. Good quality stuff. And it's required field. Very important. We don't have any forms on this. We do have some classic field validation there. Some validation here in this chicken or salad. Quality stuff. This works great. It already has some problems. These have no front ends implemented, but I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah,
no, I think it's cool. I'm excited to see what other ones pop up because like the first two that we've clicked on have been pretty simple, right? But like maybe enforcing SLA or error handling, those might be
orchestration AI. Make a REST request. That's actually is quite handy. Actually, as an example. Event registration.
Seems like it might be more complicated.
Ooh, yeah, it is complicated.
We got swim lanes.
What the hell? See a little picture of it there. So we have a Google Sheets connector. We have a SendGrid connector. We have a task that does nothing. And yeah, also
what, did you design it? A task that does nothing?
Yeah. So this task is has no task symbol, so I'll just go straight through it. So the newsletter apparently is not doing as much as it's claiming a lot, but it's not really doing anything.
But what is the symbol below it that says newsletter system?
Oh yeah, that's a database. So that's a data store. It doesn't actually do anything. I will show you. So
got to drop now. I'll be watching the recording to see how it all ends. Thank you, Maria. Thank you for dropping by. We appreciate it.
Have fun. So we have here, this is the data. It's basically, it uses the data source. So it's almost entirely used for documentation purposes so that you know, let's say both of these use the same data source. This can be sometimes quite useful for both understanding of resource consumption, but also for error handling. So, for instance, if something, let's imagine that you know that this is called MariaDB, which, as we know, is an actual database. And let's say they drop off randomly and therefore no longer available to be made fun of or anything like that. Well, then we will know what is going to be affected by that. For it's simply by, because not people kind of, I think, take for granted that symbols that don't actually have any execution semantics aren't that useful. I completely
No, they're
disagree.
super useful. Yeah, I'm team. This is just good for communicating as well, right? It's not just execution. It's about like if I had an engineer come to me and say like, oh well, if we do that, if like MariaDB goes down, then that impacts this, this, and this. That's a lot easier for me to understand as a less technical person, right?
Exactly. And yeah, no, I think it's just a nice thing. It's also good to take advantage of that, because I think another big benefit of BPMN over, let's say, some of the more proprietary notations that have been developed in the last like couple of years is they come, rather than BPMN, which comes from a design first focus, like build the process first and then execute next. They go with like they're coming from an execution standpoint first. So therefore, everything you see is going to be execution orientated, and readability is not always all that useful. So yeah, I always like BPMN for that, being able to do that sort of thing. And
yeah, I haven't seen anything with that. Like I see that symbol on the whatever the left navigation thing when I'm picking a task or whatever, but I've never actually used it. So I was like, oh, what is that?
And you can also use data objects as well. So this is like a data object. So this is like if you are editing a file or something and you want to know at what point it's produced and what point it's consumed. You can do that as well.
I love it. I'm going to make everything much more complicated now.
Glad to hear it. Yeah, it's a good symbol. Been around for a while though, luckily enough. So I would be happy to see more use. We also have something that's pretty simple, but let's just add this. So this is just called the group, and it's just a random group of stuff you can make. And this is really important because sometimes there's a logical group in your process that helps you understand, let's say, what team owns it. Like we're going to call this, let's say, a completely non-loaded topic called the friend zone. Okay, and this is where we send it
has nothing to do with anything. Yeah.
No, I've invented this term, and yeah, I assume it'll be well used forever. So we have our send email, check if still friends. So that's like that. Those have a relationship that is we can describe in a non sort of technical scope by using something as simple as a group model. So yeah, and as you can see, everything has its own specific type of connection. Like these are associations. It's dot, 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 arrow. These are dot, dash for. Everything has such a specific thing. And everything was argued about forever by the OMGs. So you can be sure that if anything is implemented in some way, there's like 5 different reasons why, and maybe 6 different reasons why they actually didn't want to do it that way, but I had no choice. Look who finally showed up.
Yes, I got my tea delivery. Okay, so now I have an exciting answer to what are you drinking? So I got this tea called Campfires and Vampires, which I buy for the name, perhaps. But
Yes.
it's a green tea that has like smoky stuff in it, including like pink peppercorns. So it's kind of like a smoky, fun green tea.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, delicious.
Yeah, that was worth waiting for. Yeah. Oops.
Right. So, go back to the marketplace so another thing I want to point out is that anyone can submit blueprints or connectors. So if you have a connector that you developed that you are willing to share, like maybe you had a very specific thing in your company that you developed a connector for, or you have an example process that you want to share, I feel like this would be really helpful for like presentations. Like I'm thinking about it for like our purposes as a DevRel team is like, oh, here's the example that I used in this, if you want to download it, things like that. And yeah, anyone can submit. So please do that so that we have more examples for people to use. And then there's also the idea portal, which I don't know if they updated for including blueprints as well. It's at the top nav. So this is like you can upvote connector ideas. But I wouldn't be surprised too if they started adding, you can do like, I want this process blueprint. Can someone come develop it?
Oh, that's really interesting. I didn't know this. Submit an idea.
Yeah, it started with our partners were wanting to develop connectors and said, well, what connectors do people actually want? And so then we created the idea portal so that the community can vote on what they want to see.
I wonder if I should build one of these for fun. I'm trying to find which one would be fun to build. Maybe Groovy.
Oh, I was looking at Notion because they have the AI.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
No, I think I don't owe Bast any favors, so he can. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so there's a lot to explore there, and I've been doing some behind the scenes work. This is not a secret because it is on the website already, but we're building a certification program for connectors as well.
Oh, that's very
that
cool.
will be launched pretty soon as well.
That's really cool. There's one more thing I wanted to do, and I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to give it a shot.
That's my favorite thing that you say.
Yeah, I say that a lot. So what we're going to do is we are going to try and do this thing which I read about. Before we do, let me explain this.
Okay.
So as you know, Calvimo, which was the modeling only tool, and didn't have an execution part of it, was used for a while, but then we're combining now Cavimo with the web modeler, and they're very, very slightly different, but basically the same. And we started getting a lot of feedback because Cavimo will be shut down in a little while. And one of the things they wanted was this, which we got added. This was the element documentation tab. That never existed until this release because it was in Cavimo and people really needed this for documentation on elements and of models. So,
but I don't think we had any idea that people were using it until they started asking for it again.
Yeah, we specifically, like you posted on the forum saying, oh, Cavimo is on the way out. Do you want to move to the web modeler? And we started getting people saying, well, it's a blocker for us because there's no element tab, element documentation tab, and we need that for this stuff. And I thought, oh, wow, I didn't even know this being used. So it's really, really nice that exists and that we found out and we were able to implement it. One quick thing is there's way more to come from here, like clickable links and a whole bunch of other stuff is going to go into this. It won't be, this isn't the finished version. This is just the version right now. Now, as the task list folk were doing their demo, I saw, and I think I got this down. They weren't doing a demo; they were doing a slideshow, so I didn't get a chance to fully understand what was going on. But I saw this task context display context. Well, I really do hope I wrote this right. Context display name. If what I heard is correct, if a variable with this name exists in the process, I think it shows up here in the task context. Okay, and
I think you have advanced filters on. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Yeah. So yeah, let's give it a shot, shall we? So I just need to create a variable with this name, and it should work. I don't know. As I said, I'm going off like a 1 point thing on a slide. And actually, it's one thing I really like because I've really wanted. Oh, yeah, actually, you're in charge of deciding what this form will be.
Oh, okay. Good thing I have my brain is on.
Oh, yeah.
A request from Mia to bring coffee to me. They think deserve it, yes.
And what else? What else indicates whether a person deserves coffee?
Last good deed done.
Good one.
I'm playing Santa now.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So this will generate a fun little
I
form.
love the form generator. It's only gotten better.
It's much faster now as well, which I really like.
Yeah.
There we go.
Like, look how that was speedy. Reason for deserving coffee.
Oh my God. Okay.
Perfect.
And the one thing we need is we're going to change reason for deserving coffee. And first of all, yeah, let's put that. No, let's not choose this one. Let's do good deed. Oh no, movie watched. That's gonna be quite short, right? So we're gonna change that to task context name, and we'll see if this shows up. So yeah, that's the if that's the case, it might show up here in this.
I love that. I love this for you. You're like, I am just winging it based on what I think this might mean.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
We're in 8.4 still, I think.
It'll probably complain to me then. Watch, it'll tell me.
Yeah, version mismatch.
Cool.
But it says it'll switch to ZB.
It'll change it, yeah. There's one really other cool thing that I really, really like, which makes me really happy, which I'll show you later. But it involves checking the secrets to make sure they exist when deploying it, which is something I mess up all the time. So we were using Unstable Unicorn, I think. So let's go there. Yeah. Okay, let's see if what I said works. Okay, so full name, and Niall. My email address is the usual email address. Recipient's name, obviously Mia. Reason for deserving coffee. Gets up very early to hear about Camunda stuff. And
sometimes I'm even in a meeting at 7 a.m. because I don't love myself. Yeah.
And didn't get to see the eclipse.
True. So I'm okay with that, but good reason.
Last movie you watched?
I think it was Tangled. We're fully in Disney toddler territory. I do not watch exciting movies anymore.
That's how to tell us that you have children. And is that Tangled spelled correct? No, it's not.
I can't see it all.
Doesn't matter. And your last good deed?
I did the dishes for my partner.
The dishes. That is a good deed. Okay, and let's run this. It's gonna be funny because I have a feeling that I must be forgetting something, so I assume this won't work. But we shall see. Okay. Hey, Tangled showed up.
Hey.
That's great. It actually worked.
Okay, so when you make that the variable, it shows it in the task list.
Yeah, so it'll show it here. So
the reason, so if there's like an important thing that like that's the thing that you need to care about for this, then you can make it visible in the task list.
Exactly. So let's imagine that you have a whole bunch of requests from people who want to be your friend. And the most important thing is what rugby team they support. What you can do is you can make sure at a glance which ones are supporting the correct team, which, as we learned earlier, is
Leicester.
So Leicester is a different team, and
what's the one that you support?
Leinster. So there's a slight change in where the a consonant is issued there, but we're actually. I'm glad you mentioned that, because do you know who played some rugby just now?
One of those.
Leinster and Leicester played on Saturday night. And
they should not be able to play each other. That's just confusing.
It really is. Luckily, the correct team won, which is
Leinster.
Correct.
I sound so confident. Also, Talis said, "What about those who got to watch the eclipse? No coffee for me." Well, you can also deserve coffee, but probably for a different reason.
Yeah, you get a beer. Okay, let's get some salad, and let's complete this task.
I forgot that was the blueprint.
That was the task.
Only options.
Job well done.
Wow, that's cool that worked.
Oh, okay, there it is. It's coming now. So every instance. So that's super handy. I quite like that.
Yeah, so if people like Tangled, they do or don't deserve coffee based on that, I guess.
Yeah, that's 100% the way it should be. Cool. Let's see how we're getting on. My list grows. We're not going to do
Is your list
play.
physically written down, like, with pen and paper?
So I took notes while I was very quickly while I was watching the release presentation, and because it was so fast, and because every team had to go through it so quickly, I wasn't sure how much I could show, but also I wasn't sure how much was demoable because a whole, as you know, we have self-managed and SaaS. So I was limiting stuff to SaaS. So I was thinking, well, what do we have specifically in that's like relevant? And so I had to ignore a whole bunch of that stuff. We can go into optimize. That's kind of fun. Yeah, let's do that. Let's pop in optimize for a few minutes. And then I'm going to do other stuff. That's kind of fun. But optimize first. Is this the right one? Yeah. So one of the things about Optimize that people always that Optimize is kind of a victim of its own success a little bit because it's got a lot that it can do. We added a lot of features to it, too many features, some would say, because people don't always know what to do with them. Ooh, what's this mean? That's super handy. Look at this. I didn't even build this. Did this just start shaking? Ah. Okay, so let's go to let's see. So I saw, according to Tobias, who is I would say a pretty okay source for this, that there is a KPI generating wizard or something that we can use.
You sound so sure. I'm
It
excited to see
looked
what this ends up
cool.
being. Yeah.
Process
Okay.
KPI. Okay.
Process KPI. Okay.
Literally never clicked on this before. Automation rate. Don't know what that means. Throughput time. I know what that means. Let's go with that. Okay, cool. And I have no idea.
Do you have like a one of the trivia game ones that has like a good
That's a
amount?
great idea. Let's hope that has instances running. Yeah, okay.
It can be inconsistent.
Let's see what happens. Okay, that's interesting. I must have a lot of instances running on this. A target is 2 hours. Currently, we're at 1 year, 2 months, 3 weeks. But how many hours? So mandatory field select. What is this? What did I just click on? What's going on? Okay, wait. Mandatory filters. Select an end event.
End event.
Oh, okay. I can do that. Let's go with the winning one. Okay, that's not good. Select a time frame. Between. Okay, that doesn't work at all.
No, do a rolling one so you don't have to select like a specific rolling last I don't know, 60
2
days.
years.
Oh, 2 years.
Okay, that did not work at all.
Did people not win?
I mean, that's usually how I do things. Okay, let's try and find a different process. Previous step.
How did we break it?
I don't know. I break everything. My theory is it's not my fault. It's someone else.
Yeah, that's a good theory.
Yeah. Let's see. There was definitely a process that I was. Is the yellow door one here? Ah, it is. Okay, let's do this one. So
the yellow door request form.
So I am not to brag, but I have put a certain bit of software into production, my friend. My brother, he runs a music rehearsal studio in Dublin, and it's got like about 80 something rooms where people go and rehearse their music, and people who want to be residents because they pay monthly for it. They request stuff. So I did a form for them so that they can request it and then use Optimize to visualize what the responses are. It's fun. So
that's exciting.
Yeah, no, it was quite good.
Your brother's like, thank goodness for Niall.
Not yet. So here it is. Basically the form is embedded in a website. When it comes here, I generate a summary of of what the person who's applied is like, and then I send an email with that summary in like human readable language to my brother, and then he also then goes to optimize to see all the results together. So I just set an end event, do I?
And then
Okay.
time frame.
Time frame. Let's say the rolling is again the last. Let's say 1 month. Okay. I don't know what this means.
So that's how long it takes to get through your process.
Oh, my
I think.
target is 2 hours, and it should be 1 minute.
Yeah, well, you're
Actually,
killing it. Well,
I'm doing
it says
it.
above. It should be below.
Go
There you go.
team.
Now it's green.
Okay, now I get it. So
I
this
want
is
it to take over 2 hours.
so yeah, in general, it takes about 2 seconds to complete the whole process, which is pretty good, actually.
Yeah, and if your
Yeah,
goal is
actually,
1 minute, then it looks great. I love that.
yeah, that's pretty good.
And then what
Let's
was
do
the
another
other
one.
one? It was automation
Uh,
rate. I don't know what
automation
that
rate.
means.
Okay. Let's go for that. We need an XOR gateway for this. So let's take a look at what do we have. That won't work.
I love seeing
Um,
the process names that you have. It's like, what do these mean? What is
really cool
vegetarian?
name. I went through a period of just being able to type out just random IDs just from my head. Process data, human workflow, get form data, friend finder. That's good one. Deadlock test. Okay, cool name, cooler name.
Cool devs hangout.
The hell is that?
No one knows.
Cool devs hangout. I don't know what that could be. Let's find out. What is this? Sign user. Send message. Did I build this?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you did.
Oh, we have a percentage here.
Oh, okay, so this is for automation rate. So it makes me think that if you have something where it's like you can either go through an automated process or a manual process, you're checking against like what that rate is.
I guess
Like
so.
I want most of my stuff. I want 80% of my things to go through automation and 20%, less than 20% to be
That
human.
makes sense.
That's just a guess though.
Yeah, I
I'm sure
don't
there's
even.
documentation.
Yeah, I doubt it. Uh, let's try all of this one as well. There's a lot of end events here. When did I make this? Did I put any instances through it? Okay, that's the thing we're going to leave for now because I'm not sure what I'm. Yeah, I hate going into optimize without having some kind of like process I've planned. You know what though? I can think of one that I did do. I think I did a coffee ordering one. No, you're not a process. Thank you, coffee. Coffee HPI. Was it thank you, coffee?
I love that you have multiple coffee related processes.
Yeah. Oh, this is the one. This is like you make an order. I don't know what this does. And you do stuff. Okay. Uh, hey, a 50% automation rate.
Yeah.
Go
There you
team.
go. You want it below 100.
Hey, we did it.
Yay, we did. All you have to do, this is what I've taken from this, is all you have to do is set your KPIs to a very achievable goal, and then
Yeah.
you'll get the green.
Yeah, I agree. So,
No, but this seems
all
handy if you're like, oh, we have this process where most of the time it'll be automated, but we have a couple of exceptions. You could easily see like, okay, are
mm,
we meeting our goal with that? Are there exceptions that we can automate in some other way? Like,
mm.
are we spending way too much human time on this process for no reason?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I definitely put that on the list of things to spend more time on is as I'll try and get more data.
Yeah, get a example that works well for this. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to try one more time because there was definitely an instance. I think it must have been in Rupert then, and not. Oh no, it might have been in the other one. Sure, doesn't matter. I'll try and get some more data, and we can maybe make these optimized things work a little better. Um, let's take a look at.
We gotta have Samantha as a special guest.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I feel like she knows all things optimized, at least better than me.
Yeah, That's just a smart move. Let's actually, yeah. If a day coming up I can make it, you and Samantha can explore the joys of Optimize, and I'll
Or
just
you two can do something, and I'll just be in the background pressing buttons and making it look nice.
Ooh.
Or you can try to press buttons and make it look nice.
That won't work.
It's doable.
Let's take a look. Oh yeah, I wanted to try the API, the REST API for ZB. This is going to require some documentation though, so let's do it. Okay, so
previously I know we're doing this big API streamlining project, and previously it was gRPC
yes.
APIs, which I don't know the difference. I've only heard of REST and SOAP, which I know is super old. And gRPC is Google REST Protocol something, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's a lot like REST, except it deals better with long running polling. So one of the issues with REST is that REST is a transactional protocol. Like, so you're making a call with a thread. That thread is going through a network, reaching somewhere, and in that same thread, you're doing processing where it arrives. And the way it works is when that returns, it either returns with a like it's done everything correctly, or it's all gone very badly. Either way, it's a yes or no thing. It's transactional, and because ZB is non-transactional, that made things a little more complicated with implementing REST. Not complicated, but let's just say like not native. So we decided to try gRPC, not because it's that much different, but because it deals with asynchronous stuff a little better. And yeah, and now once we did that, everyone's like, well, where's my REST API? So
that's what I find funny is, yeah, like I was trying to explain this to my partner, not knowing very much about the difference. And he was like, but isn't gRPC like better for XYZ? And I'm like, I don't know. People wanted a REST API and we listened.
did, yeah. That's the fun thing about having a community. They can tell us what we can sort of build what we think they need, and we can be wrong, and we need to adapt to that.
No, but I love it because there's so many things that are directly because of community feedback. Like we were talking about the documentation tab, and the modeler and things like that. Like I love when the community lets us know what they need. So
yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah, it's really it's a good idea. Plus, like everyone's used to REST, we just can't get over that fact. And there's loads of there's better ways of it's just much easier to use REST, honestly, just because it's so ubiquitous.
Yeah, people already know what to do with it.
Let's see what this says. To make a REST call in ZB, I first need
to authenticate.
Okay. Follow the authentication process described in the ZB REST documentation. Will do. I'll be back to you later. But first, okay. What does this say? Okay, you need to obtain the token. Create. Wait, what's going on? What version is this? 5, yeah. Build your own client. Can I just make a REST call? How hard is this? 4, yeah, gotcha. So, oh, I got it now. Okay, I need to do this on the other screen because it's creating secret things. So,
I will juggle. I will entertain.
I'm gonna try and talk at the same time, but it's not gonna go well. So, you're gonna need to leave the conversation here, Mia.
Yeah, I was looking through the release blog, and there are so many things that we will never be able to get through. So that's exciting. Lots of things. And you know what? I should have added this to the chat much earlier, but I'll do it now. So yeah, you can go and look at the release blog if you would like, and see all the things. So many things. I mean, it takes me like multiple scrolls to even get through the table of contents of things that have changed, which is wild. Yes, and I'm excited to see more of this in action when I dive into some of these other things. I feel like web modeler is the most exciting when there are changes, though, because they're so visible. You're just like, yeah, that's new. I can press the AI button.
That's true. The AI button is pretty quality. Okay. So now I think I have built the client. I now need to make a call, but I don't have a oh, let's make this REST call. Okay.
Is this where you use like Postman or whatever?
Yeah, I'll use Postman here. Yeah. So I'm gonna take a look at what it's supposed to build. Where's the endpoint though? This would be easier if we just had an endpoint to tell me where it is. Oh, this is mine's self-managed. No, I'm not. Why does it say local host then?
I couldn't
What's
tell
going
you.
on? Token. Something needed. Set token of the post request defined. Yeah, post request to what though?
To the authentication server.
Yeah, but what's the endpoint for the authentication server?
I think it's
Version
unique
1 topology? This doesn't make a lot of sense. Let's see if the AI can help us. Okay, I haven't authenticated yet. That's quite irritating.
It's like once authenticated, once you've done the thing that you're confused about.
Okay. Tell me how I can authenticate a client. Give me the deets.
Tell me everything.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, where do I post it to? I've done that.
To the authorization server. What is it?
I think I might know where that is. Let me see. I think I was doing this not too long ago. Okay, let me see. Am I smart enough to have saved this? You know what? I'm not going to count on it.
One of us has to have faith in your abilities.
Yeah.
And it's me.
No. No. Okay. Let me just quickly check. Because I'm pretty sure I did this for a different thing a while ago. Let's go here. Because this is for the modeler. And I do have an endpoint here, which is login author token. Let's see if this is the same one. So
yeah, okay. We might need to send some docs PRs.
we'll find out if it works first. I mean, I'm still I'm still on the opinion that I'm somehow screwing this up. So what do I need according to this to make the call? Okay, so we need a header to content type, right? Application JSON content type, maybe. Did I see that, or did I making that up? Doesn't matter. This looks
I
about
can
right.
help here. I really can't, but I'm here to support you.
Let's see. Let's just put some JSON in here, and so I actually do have all that data here. Client ID. I'll just delete this after the thing. So okay, and audience. What's audience? Is there a default?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a default. I'll just
I
put
can
that.
answer that because I read the docs page.
Hurrah! Grant type credentials, cool. Audience, I guess whatever audience means, I'll put in that. And then finally, I just need this. What happened?
Don't seal the secrets, okay? People
Oh
watching.
man, unauthorized. Ah, the secret doesn't even work.
It doesn't work anyway.
Secret did nothing. Did I do it correctly? Client ID? Yeah, it did. Yeah, I don't know. Auth token. Yeah, I don't know. Post a request to the authentication server with all this lark. Content type application JSON. Yeah, I did that. And I should get a thing back. Oh, I see what I did there.
What?
I think I might have copied the secret wrong. Oh yeah, that's longer. We did it!
Hey!
Let's get that off the screen before someone steals it from me. Okay, cool. We did it. That should have
No such thing as pausing the recording whatsoever. Yeah.
Yeah, we did it. Okay, cool. I feel confident now. I feel very confident.
Yay! Good job.
We now have a bearer token, which is nice. So I guess we can make a REST call now. I don't know.
Question mark?
Yeah. Okay. User task. Complete a task. What? Is this what I can do? User task stuff? Can I just do a get?
Get
Delete
cluster topology.
Sure. I don't know what that does. Curl. Curls for losers. Yeah, Java.
Yeah, Java's for cool kids. We all know this.
Java's for those up and comers. Yeah, I don't need that. Okay, so I'll just use Postman. So what does this do if I call that? Obtains the current topology cluster of the gateway you're part of. I don't know what that means. What? Oh, right. Oh, that's actually useful. Okay, get information on the cluster. You know what? That's exactly what that means. Okay, I'm an idiot.
Look, it's the end of your day. We've been on the stream for an hour and a half. It's hard to read things sometimes.
Yeah, no, I'm also confident that I'm going to be able to at least assign a task to somebody. So now, where is this API? Like, is this this has to be the what is this endpoint pointing to? It's got to be a ZB endpoint. It can't be the authorization one. So where do I point this to? Like, where does this go?
I mean,
okay.
So is the local host for if you're doing a self-managed one?
Exactly. Yeah, localhost is one like you're hanging out on your own machine, but I'm trying to contact SaaS. Does it work for SaaS? Did I even
Go to overview? Yeah. Go to the.
I need to ask someone in authority.
APIs.
Does the ZB REST API work on Camunda 8 SaaS? It's got it because it gave me authentication.
Yeah, it seems like it. Why don't you go here? I'm going to send you a link in our private chat, and that might help because I'm reading stuff. But we have a Camunda team on Postman, so maybe you can just steal whatever's on that.
That sounds like documentation. And as you know,
I mean, is it run by the docs team? Yes. But is it documentation? No.
Oh yeah, I know that one. Yeah, no, I'll go back to that if all else fails.
Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah, it should work on both.
Yeah, because I want to follow these docs. I want to see if this works. So I do want to somehow assign a task. That is my current goal. So let's take a look at how would I access it? So what I'm doing is I'm taking a look at my dear friend, Unstable Unicorn, and it probably has an endpoint, right, somewhere defined that I can probably find somewhere.
Is it API?
API has the workers that I created. This is one I just created. Resource based. What is all this? Danger zone? No, I shouldn't go there.
Don't be
So you would,
tempted.
no, maybe it'll be here. No, let's see. Does it give me an endpoint that I can access ZB from? That'll be super handy. What if I just steal this? This is good, right? Think it's a good endpoint? Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna just break. I'm just gonna go to Postman and it's gonna break my little heart that I couldn't do it all on my lonesome.
I mean, it's hard.
Come on, Postman. Okay, cool. Give me that sweet. Oh man. Oh, it's not here. Maybe it's here. Camunda 8 Postman. I don't think it has the REST API in yet.
They have
No,
some
it
of the REST APIs. Ah, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have the ZB one. Okay, run around again. Okay, so if we wanted to make a call to it, what does the thing says? Okay, tutorial. Getting started. Create a cluster. Done. Set up authentication. Donezo. Get what? Where am I? I don't want to do
Did
this.
the authentication send you a URL?
I'll check that. It did not.
Oh.
Shame. That would have been really handy, actually. Ooh, what's this? That looks like
Format.
yeah, I think we have something. Cluster ID. Okay. Okay, let's then try and go back to. So there's my cluster. If I just grab this and see if anything happens. Okay, let's keep that forever because I don't want to lose that. So let's do a post cluster. I don't know, and let's take a look at the docs again. And this says V1 user task something. Let's just see what happens. See if we get anything back. Of no authentication or anything. Cannot post. Thank you for that. So I do need authentication in there, right? I need a body which is like this. So let's just at least add that. Cool. Assignee, Niall.
Of course.
Override true. Action string. Action string. What does that do? Action.
Custom action.
Assign. Cool.
Perfect.
So I need the rest of this. After that, I need the ID of the task, right? User task key. Ooh, user task key. Let's go find that.
Key of
Let's
the
go
user task
into
design.
clusters.
Okay.
I can probably find it in operate. What do you think?
I believe in you and your ability to figure this out. Whatever you say, Niall.
Oh dear. Let's pick this one. No, that's not. I was already broken. What was I doing before? There
Friend
was
finder?
something. Friend finder. That's our classic. Is that a good easy
Okay.
task? But he does. Okay, cool. Let's see. What's the ID of this thing?
Oh, I think it was on the last page. If you go back. Go back one. Up on the top above the diagram. It's got process instance key.
No, I
Yeah.
need the key of the task. Flow
Oh.
node instance key. Does that sound right?
I don't know what that means.
I think, well, it's the ID of the specific task. So it could be different to the flow node.
I don't know what flow node. Yeah.
Yeah. So, is there any IDs floating around here? No. This could be a problem. I think this deserves more thought. But I will, for now, assume that it's going to be this. I have no idea. I'm going to add this lovely ID. What else do we need at the end of this? Assignment. /assignment. Now, hopefully I'll just get like a authentication error. Nope, not found. So this isn't even nearly the right way to do it.
No.
Yeah, so we're off. Yeah, I have no idea what the endpoint should be. Let's ask AI again. What is the ZB REST endpoint for the SaaS version of Camunda?
No, they don't know. Well, that's the other thing is the Docs AI is only as good as the Docs plus like forum posts plus some other stuff. So they probably don't have like forum posts about this yet.
What's this?
Oh, these are the announcement posts about the new API. So there might be information in there, but I think it's a little more high level.
Maybe they've secretly added a REST endpoint in here. No, they haven't, the bastards. Okay, now that's the end of that. I think I do have more stuff to show, but I think it's better to keep it for another episode. I think I want to do an episode on play.
Yeah.
Wait,
let me write these down so we actually do them.
Oh yeah, true.
So play. There was one for optimize, right?
We'll get Samantha
to show us if she wants to. And then the REST APIs.
Exactly. Yeah. Once I figure out how that works, I'll see if I can get that working. And
I bet
I will assign a task from Postman. Mark my words.
Well, and I bet it's a lot simpler than it feels right now. Like I feel like sometimes there's like the streaming curse where you're trying to do things live and you're like, yeah, I can totally do this without reading all the words on the documentation. And then it's like, oh, I missed the one important thing that would make it work.
Yeah. Streaming. Yeah.
I blame the streamer curse for me.
Let's do it. Yeah. I mean, like it's this is usually how I do things.
I am unfortunately no help when it comes to API stuff because I know pretty much nothing. If I can't just copy and paste it, then it's over.
Yeah, I'm only maybe one step away from that.
Yeah, but that's an important step.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Anywho, I think we'll call it a day then. We did it.
And there's way more features. Like I said, click through to the blog post because there's, I mean, the table of contents alone is like a page and a half of the blog post of just like, here's all the important things that have changed. So take a look.
I was looking at the post that Nathan put up on the forum as well. Let's take a look at that. As a one last thing, we can run through the things we didn't get to show today.
Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, I'll do that right now. And I am sharing my screen number 2 for those wondering. It's one of my top 2 favorite screens. So, console self-managed. Sure. Hi. So this is on the forum if you want to find this. We'll link that in the chat somewhere. And There's a blog post goes into detail, but the cool things are console self-managed, very cool. That's part of now self-managed for the first time. Loads of more self-managed stuff we didn't get a chance to go through. Simplified modeling. Oh yeah, the canvas has changed. We demonstrated that a bit. Oh yeah, we can resize the properties panel now. How cool is that? That is new.
Heavily requested.
I didn't even know that was a thing that we most requested feature. Really? Okay. Process instance migration. We've had that before in the last few versions, but now it's even more funky. It's faster as well, apparently. CBRS.
Well,
API.
we had it in the alpha. Now it's like official, right?
Yeah, and even since the alpha, there's been more stuff there. Less said, but this the better. The KPI report we went through. The KPI report thing is pretty cool. If we have some data, we'll try and show that with more data at some stage. Task context. Oh, that's the thing I talked about. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
If you have that thing, then it shows up.
And that's cool because the way that we did it was we just changed that variable to show the one variable, but it looks like you can also make it a variable in another part, and then like this has customer plus customer name plus order ID, so you can really customize it. That's very cool.
Yeah. ZB user tasks have shown up for the first time, which is the very beginning of a very, very big set of features there for ZB. Up until now, user tasks were handled by task list that maintained all the data about user tasks, but now it's been moved into ZB, which is a massive change, actually. And more, apparently. You can see
these are all the ones that are on the release blog as well. So there's more information on the blog, but yeah, there's so many things. It's like you can't even make a summary post about it.
Yeah. Wow, so much stuff. Yeah, but we'll through it and see what other things we'll talk about next time.
If you have anything that you want to request, also feel free to leave a comment or let us know in whatever way makes sense to you. But yeah, we're happy to take requests on what you want to dive into more.
Absolutely. Yeah. More coffee-oriented processes. If you have an idea for a demo process I should create, I would also be happy, because otherwise we're going to create more like
weird processes.
So that's maybe save me from that. Save us from that. Yeah. Okay. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
See you, Mia.
We'll see you on the next one. Bye, friends.
Yeah, bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye.